You're not charging enough in your freelance business or agency. I know this because most people aren't charging enough. Let's talk about some strategies and things you need to know to be able to increase your prices. Charging more money will generate more profit and will ultimately make your business more successful, no duh. Okay, we're gonna dig into 7 different strategies that you need to know to be able to increase your prices. The first one is that prices inflate over time, and so should yours. The world inflation rate averages 3.2% each year. It's going up by 3.2% average. Now, some years are a lot bigger, some are a little smaller, but the average is 3.2%, which means that if you were charging $50 an hour last year, then you need to be charging $51.50 this year. And next year you need to be charging $53.15, and this is just to keep up with inflation. This is a fancy little chart I found on whitehouse.gov about the United States post-World War II inflation. You can see in 1946-47, inflation spiked at over 20% after World War II because of the removal of price controls and supply constraints and pent-up demand. But then it went down in 1949-50 to below, like inflation was opposite from inflation. Deflation. Deflation is what happened. And then you can see a bunch of other episodes that have happened. Korean War, late 1960s expansion, 1970s oil shocks. You can see where inflation has spiked up to a little above 10%. I guess we spiked out in 1980 or so, almost to 15%. Iraq invasion of Kuwait, Operation Desert Storm, had a little spike here at 6 or 7%. Rising gas prices in 2008 spiked it up over 5%. And then we know from last year, this post-COVID inflation in the world is 9% or something is what it spiked up to. It's gone down a little bit, but inflation, you have to know inflation numbers because everybody else is increasing their prices and you have to also just to keep the same buying power that you had before the inflation. So 3.2% is the average, but you got to know what it is in your country and in the world and increase your prices accordingly. The next thing you got to know to be able to increase your prices is your production cost. You have to know how much it costs you to run your business. And I have this little formula for you where you take your annual overhead, how much it costs you to run your business each year, including how much you have to pay yourself. You divide it by the number of hours that you have available to work each year, and then you multiply it by the number of hours that a project will take you, and that will give you your production cost. Here's a little example. We have $50,000 is what it costs you to run your business. You pay yourself, you have some business costs. It costs you 50 grand to run your business. You have 2,080 hours per year to do enough work to generate $50,000. So we're going to divide 50,000 by 2,080. 2,080, by the way, comes from 40 hours a week times 52 weeks a year. So if you're 100% doing production work, you have 2,080 hours per year. We could go into that deeper. It's a whole thread to pull. I teach about that in my course and tell you how to accurately gauge your production costs or your hourly rate. Anyway, but for today in this video, we're just going to leave it at that. So you take the 50 grand, you divide it by 2,080 and you multiply it by the number of hours it's going to take you to do a project. Let's say that you have a logo project. You think it's going to take you 20 hours to do it. That would give you a production cost of $480.76. But that's just your cost. That does not include profit. You have to add profit to that number. But when you start understanding your production cost like this, you can see where your price is today and how much it should be in order to increase those prices to your clients, because you've got to generate profit on your projects. The next thing you got to know to increase your prices is to push the price ceiling. The price ceiling is where people start saying no to your prices. And most creatives don't have any clue where that is because they're not tracking it. So you're gonna make a spreadsheet and it's gonna look like this. You're gonna put the project on the left, you're gonna put your price, and you're gonna put your win or loss on that project. And you can see here, if you have a logo project, number 8, and you charge $2,000 and you won that project, you're not at the price ceiling. You try logo number 9, you're gonna charge $2,250 and you're gonna win that. You're not at the price ceiling. So you try and bump it again to $2,500 and you win that, you're not at the price ceiling. You try and bump it to 2,750 and then boom, you lose that project because your price was too high. Now you know where your price ceiling is. And most creatives are not tracking this, so they have no idea how much higher they can push their prices. You got to start tracking this. It's okay to lose a project. Push the price ceiling up. The next thing that can help you increase your prices is build reputation. The more well-known you are for delivering results, the more you're going to be able to charge your clients. Here's some things that can help you build your reputation. You can deliver results for your clients and then word gets around, hey, Joe's delivering a lot of great results for me. You can build business relationships, get to know more people. The more people who know you, the better your reputation is going to be. Grow on a social media audience. Pick a channel and start delivering content. Build a social media following, and then that builds your reputation. Marketing and brand building. Just do regular marketing. Get your name out there in more places. That will build your reputation. Win awards, and the mega agencies, they go after these Cannes awards and stuff. It's big. It's a big, big deal because the more they win, the more clout they have, the more money they can charge their clients. And then the final thing is establishing thought leadership. I wrote my book, Burn Your Portfolio, in 2013. It was published. I was still running my agency during that time, and that gave my agency and me reputation because I had built or established thought leadership. So all of those things can help you build reputation. The better your reputation, the more money you can charge. Number 5, solve bigger problems. The bigger problem you know how to solve, the more money you can charge your client. So let's say a client comes to you and they ask you to design a logo for them. And you say, great, I'd love to design a logo. That's a small problem. I know it seems like it's a big deal, but it's a small problem. What's a bigger problem is that they need to understand their customer. They need to understand their competitive placement. They need to understand their position in their industry. These are all things that happen in brand strategy. And you can help your client when they come to you and they say, can you design a logo for us? You can say, yes, we can design a logo for you, but what's even more important is that we do some brand strategy and logo design. And then you articulate how a brand strategy is going to be more helpful to them than just designing a logo. You do the same thing with websites. Client comes to you for website design. You say, yeah, we can help you design a website, but what we really love to do is website design and then ongoing conversion optimization. We're going to help you get more customers. We're going to help you convert them into your visitors, into sales on your site. We're going to help you generate more leads, and we do that in an ongoing service. Web design plus conversion optimization, that's a bigger problem. You're solving a bigger problem for your client, and you're helping them generate more return on investment. Once you start talking about those bigger problems, you're going to be able to push your prices up. Your clients are going to be willing to spend more money on bigger problems. Number 6, you got to find better clients. Now, cheap clients, no other cheap clients. Good clients or high-paying clients, no other high-paying clients. And you're never going to find the high-paying clients in the circle that you found the cheap clients that you're doing work for right now. So you need to leave this circle that you're finding cheap clients and go to new circles of people that have the potential to be better clients for you. Never going to find the better clients in the place that you found the cheap clients you have. They're just not hanging out there. The final thing is that you got to improve your sales process. An effective approach to sales is understanding the client's real problem and then positioning yourself as the solution to it. So a client comes to you and they say that their problem is that they need a new website, but you want to dig in and find out their real problem. And you ask, why do you think you need a new website? And then they tell you, well, our competitor just launched their site last year and it's better than ours. And we really need to update ours because we've got our sales going down. They start to tell you the story of why they need this website. That's the bigger problem. And then you can position your services to sell that solution instead of just designing the website. The client comes to you and say, this is what I want. And you ask proper questions and discover what they really need. And this will empower you to push up your prices with your clients. It goes back to the idea of solving bigger problems like I talked about a couple of sections ago. All right, those are 7 things that you can do to push up your prices. You've got room. I can promise you, you have room to push up your prices. Don't be afraid to do it. There are a ton of people out there that are charging more money than you to do the exact same work because they've got some of these things in place. You can do it too. All right, thanks a lot. Hope to see you in another video coming up super soon.